It was 3 a.m. when my phone buzzed on the nightstand. I'd been half asleep, drifting between uneasy dreams and the faint sound of rain tapping the window. When I saw her name light up the screen, Maya Blueheart, I felt a flicker of warmth in my chest. Then I read the message. Just arrived, smiling face with smiling. No context, no call. Just that. She was supposed to be in Karachi for a 2-day work trip, a corporate conference with her marketing team. I'd helped her pack her blazer, iron her white blouse, even tucked a small note into her suitcase like some lovesick teenager. Can't wait to have you back home. But something about that text. It felt wrong. I don't know why. Maybe it was the smile emoji, too casual for 3 a.m. Maybe it was the fact that her flight was scheduled to land at midnight, not 3 hours later. I waited. I told myself not to overthink. She's probably just checking in after a long drive from the airport, I thought. But then that old sick feeling, the one you can't explain but can't ignore, started crawling up my spine. Without thinking, I opened her message and tapped View Location. Her live location opened on the map, a blue dot glowing softly in the dark. And that's when I stopped breathing. It wasn't her hotel. It wasn't even near the city center. It was a small residential neighborhood on the outskirts of Karachi, and right next to the pin, the name of the location popped up clear as daylight. Zahid's apartment. For a moment I thought maybe I was hallucinating. Zahid. The name hit me like a brick to the chest. He wasn't a stranger. He was her colleague, her boss actually, the one she'd mentioned 100 times in passing. Zahid this. Zahid that. He was so creative, so funny. So easy to work with. I used to tease her about it. Careful or I'll get jealous, I'd joke. She'd roll her eyes and laugh. He's married, a deal. Relax. Married. But at 3:15 a.m., my wife was at his apartment. I sat there for a long time, the glow of the phone burning through my chest. The house was silent, except for the slow hum of the ceiling fan. On the dresser, her wedding ring, the one she always said felt too tight to wear at work, caught a slice of moonlight. I tried to think rationally. Maybe the team was staying there temporarily. Maybe it was an emergency. Maybe. But no. That part of me, the one that had believed in her so fiercely, was dying quickly. I opened her location again. Still there. Moving slightly. Inside. I pressed my palm against my mouth to stop myself from making a sound. 'Cause I knew. Deep down I already knew. At 4 a.m. I called her. She didn't answer. Then again. And again. Finally at 4:17 she picked up. Her voice was soft, careful. A deal. Why are you awake? I swallowed hard. You just texted. I couldn't sleep. Oh, she said quickly. Yeah, I just reached the hotel. It was a long drive. Sorry for texting so late. I stared at the phone, at her words, at the lie. The hotel, said slowly. Which one? There was a pause, just a second too long. The Marriott. Right, I whispered. You sound tired. I am, she said. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Love you. I almost laughed. The word love felt foreign now, bitter and broken. Yeah, I said. Love you too. Then I hung up and threw the phone across the room. The next morning I didn't go to work. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the cold cup of tea she'd made the day before. Every corner of the house screamed her presence, the scent of her shampoo in the bathroom, her hairbrush on the counter, the soft echo of her laughter still buried in the walls. I checked her location again. She'd turned it off. Course she had. For the first time in our 8-year marriage, I didn't know where my wife was, or who she was anymore. When she came home 2 days later, everything looked the same, but nothing felt the same. She walked in, suitcase rolling behind her, wearing her usual travel clothes. Loose sweater, messy bun, minimal makeup. She smiled when she saw me, that familiar, practiced smile. Hey, she said. Missed you. I stared at her. My throat felt like sandpaper. Did you? I asked quietly. She blinked. What's that supposed to mean? I didn't answer. I just unlocked my phone and slid it across the table. The screen showed the screenshot of her location, that glowing blue dot parked at Zahid's apartment. Her face drained of color. She didn't even try to deny it at first. Her lips trembled, eyes darting to the floor. Then she whispered, "Adil, it's not what you think." "Then what is it?" said voice shaking. "You lied to me. You told me you were at the hotel." I couldn't tell you, okay," she stammered. "It was complicated." "Complicated?" I laughed, a hollow, ugly sound. "You were in another man's house at 3 in the morning, Maya. What part of that is complicated?" Tears welled in her eyes. "It wasn't planned. We were working late, and he offered to drop me off, but it was raining and..." "And what?" I interrupted. "You just decided to stay the night." She looked at me and I saw it, the truth breaking through the cracks of her excuses. The guilt, the fear. Her silence told me everything. I remember standing there, feeling the floor tilt under me. All those nights she said she was working late. All those business trips. All those little changes I ignored. The new perfume, the way she guarded her phone, how she'd drift off in conversations like she was somewhere else. I'd seen it all. I just didn't want to believe it. "Was it the first time?" asked finally. She hesitated. Then, almost inaudibly, "No." The world stopped moving. The next hours were a blur. Her crying. My silence. The sound of drawers opening, clothes being thrown into a bag. She begged. She said it was a mistake, that she didn't mean to fall for him, that it was confusing, that he'd promised to leave his wife. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just stood there, hollow, watching the woman I thought I knew unravel before my eyes. When she finally left, the door clicked shut so softly it felt like the universe itself exhaled. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Her pillow still smelled like her. My chest hurt in ways I didn't think were possible. People talk about heartbreak like it's dramatic. Screaming, throwing things, breaking down. But it's not. It's quiet. It's the sound of a toothbrush still sitting by the sink, of 2 coffee mugs when you only need one. It's the realization that the person who once chose you has now chosen someone else. Weeks passed. Friends called. My mother tried to visit. I didn't answer. I deleted her number, blocked her on everything, but I couldn't delete the memories. Everywhere I looked I saw her. The garden she wanted me to fix. The half-read novel on her nightstand. Sometimes I'd wake up thinking I heard her in the kitchen, humming to herself like she used to. But it was just silence playing tricks on me. Months later she sent one last text. "I'm sorry, Adil. Truly. I hope one day you can forgive me." I stared at it for a long time. Then I typed, "I did forgive you. That's how I learned to let go." And this time I meant it. Because sometimes, forgiveness isn't about them. It's about freeing yourself from the ghost of what they destroyed. By 3:15 that morning I lost my marriage. But by forgiving her months later, I started finding myself again. And that, I realized, was the only way to survive betrayal, not by holding on to the pain but by learning to breathe without them. Even if it still hurt to